Okay, so welcome to Stay Connected. I'm Steve Zyskowski. I'm the Chief Referral Officer with Caerusnet, Michigan. And today I have the pleasure of talking with Erika McNamara. Erika McNamara is an estate planning attorney. She has been a Caerusnet member. How long would you say, Erika? 6 years, 7 years?
I think maybe 7 years, going on 7 years.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing how fast the time flies. Erica has been a member in the Brighton groups during that time. And I've just come to know her as somebody that's extremely trustworthy, somebody who only gives good information, very pragmatic. And with her being an estate planning attorney, I thought she'd be a fantastic person to have on Staying Connected because, as we all know, the no duh statement of the day is the world has changed. The world we're living in right now is very different than the one we were in 30 days ago. And Erica, maybe you could just set the stage for us, just a little bit before we start talking about, estate planning. Maybe just tell us a little bit about how you got into estate planning and how long you've been doing it.
Oh, sure. Thanks for having me on, Steve. I really appreciate it. So good to see you. I've been doing estate planning for just under 10 years now. And actually, I got into it because it was one of my favorite classes in law school. And I enjoy assisting people with their problems. And it's a puzzle sometimes to help people with their estate planning. So I enjoy assisting families protect their families and make sure that their legacy continues.
Yeah, and talking about, protecting families and the continuing of legacies. So here we are now in this world where we're all, working from home. And I know you have an office that you go to. Now you're like me, you work from home. I had meeting rooms I used to go to, but now I'm going to be doing those meetings from home too.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we're irrelevant. We might be much more important right now in people's lives than we've ever been. Me, because I'm going to keep people connected. That's my mission, is to keep them connected, to keep people positive and motivated and to remember each other. So I can't wait for my meetings this month. How do you see your field being more important now than maybe we even saw it before the COVID?
Well, Steve, the statistic is only about 20% of the population has made a plan at all. And so, if you think about these numbers that we keep seeing, only 20% of those numbers have made a plan and protected their family. I am concerned, of course, because this is what I do for a living, and it's important to make sure you have a plan in place and be proactive, right? This kind of, I feel like a lot of things kind of hit us all at one time, and we all kind of were like, oh, I don't have any control. But now, if you sit down and make an action plan and be proactive, you do have control, right? If you're planning, you make a plan, you write it down, you tell other people what your plan is, you have a little bit of control, and you're protecting your family at the same time. For me, connecting with people is also very important. It's somewhat difficult because part of the population, of course, doesn't have this kind of technology, or they don't know how to even go about using it. So, everybody has a phone. I'm happy to talk with people on the phone about making a plan and getting their documents together. But certainly, if you have a smartphone today, certainly you can do a video chat fairly easy.
So let's talk about that for a second in terms of having a plan. I had Jimmy Plasky on a couple weeks ago, and he's a financial planner, CFP, and you're an estate planner. So, you're planning, like you said, for legacy, for being sure wishes are protected, and he's trying to help that plan as well too, but on the financial side. So let me ask you this, here we are all at home. How can you help somebody today, and who might be, obviously 80% of the people don't have a plan is what you're saying, but
Yes.
who are the people that should really, really be thinking about, getting the trust, the will, and I would think too, like right now, medical powers, especially for people that we might not even think about, like our adult children now. I mean, if they don't have those medical powers, what's going to happen?
Well, and that's the issue. I would like to say everybody, but usually my clientele are those people that are 70 and up, but I'm trying to reach out to people who are in their late 20s, early 30s, and those, people that are college age, because they haven't even thought about making that durable power of attorney for medical care. And if you don't have that in place, or if you haven't talked to your family about what you want to have happen in the event of an emergency or crisis, then a decision is going to be made for you. Again, you can have control over the decisions that can be made if you write it down now. And a lot of people in that age bracket haven't even considered that. I think too, people with young children should really consider making some kind of plan, because if both parents or have an emergency or a crisis and have to leave the house, what are going to happen to your children, the young children? So having an action plan in place so your young children go to the right place is very important. Otherwise, I would have to file an emergency guardianship with the court. And that's the other issue, is that, I can keep us out of court if we have a plan written down. And if you think about it, if all of these people don't write a plan, everybody's going to be in court, and the court's going to be clogged up. So we'll have to wait and wait and wait. But if you have it written down now, we avoid that altogether.
So how, so obviously, you're a Caerusnet member, and people that are watching this could be Caerusnet members in different groups all across Michigan. And there's a good chance that you might have an estate planning attorney in the group that they're in which case, maybe consult with that estate attorney regarding getting some sort of a plan together like this. There are a lot of groups that maybe don't have an estate attorney, and I'm sure you'd welcome a conversation with any Caerusnet member that would want to reach out to you about these sorts of issues.
Definitely. If people have questions or concerns, they should give me a call or give me a Zoom, I guess is what we're seeing now. I enjoy estate planning so much. I could talk about it all day with someone. I could bore you to death with the ins and outs of estate planning. I love to talk about it. And if people have questions, then they should call me. And consultation is free. I don't mind talking to people about it. Especially people that have documents already in place and you haven't looked at those documents in 10 years, you might want to take those off and dust them off and make sure they say what they're supposed to say. And the people, the names in the documents, those people are still around, because otherwise they're worthless.
Mm-hmm. And so could somebody, you've been able to take on brand new clients then in today's world using the virtual meetings? How about signing of documents and things of that nature? I would assume that you've had some hurdles to figure out when it comes to that.
Right. Actually, just today, the governor of Michigan signed another executive order. It's order number 41. And in it, she allows for video conferencing, witnessing, and notarization of documents. So that would be for anybody too, not just for my industry. So if other people are using notaries or need witnesses, if you use Zoom and you can record the conversation, they can video notarize documents. If, for whatever reason, someone doesn't have the technical savvy to have video chat, then what I've been doing is just going over to the client's house, and I have a card table that I set in their driveway. I set all the documents out. They come out of their house after I set them out and go back in my car. They sign them. I go and sign, and my witness goes and signs. So we do it fairly safely. We're never in contact with each other, but you know, these documents are important. They need to be signed.
Yeah.
And that's the best that we can do right now. And we've done that a couple times in my office now since we've been staying at home.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing when you're creative what you can come up with, right, to help people out. Well, I really appreciate, you know, the information that you've given today. So I just want to ask you one thing as it pertains to your Caerusnet group. What do you miss the most right now? I mean, in terms of Caerusnet and the interactions, the meetings, what is it you're missing, and what are you looking forward to in terms of, you know, once we start our virtual meetings for the Brighton team?
You know, I really enjoy Caerusnet because it's that time of the week when I can go and talk to other business owners about business and see what other people are doing, and it's relaxing to me, and the other people in the group are friendly, and we have a really good interaction, and they give me good ideas about my business. Hopefully I give them good ideas for their businesses. I miss that time. I miss that 1 hour time when I don't have to think about my business in particular with my clients or being at court or anything like that. I can focus on business, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day-to-day to spend with us and share this information. I certainly got a lot out of it. And again, if you have an estate planning attorney in your group, you know, consult with them. Be sure you've got your affairs in order. This is probably the perfect time to be looking at this sort of thing. And again, if you don't have an estate planning attorney, you know, Erika would love to answer any questions that you might have regarding this. So I'll be sure that Erika's website and whatnot are in the drop-down information on the YouTube channel. So Erika, thanks so much for being on Staying Connected today. It was great to be with you.
Great. Thank you, Steve, so much. Good to see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.